The other thing I noticed here is that when we click login, really, there's no progress bar whatsoever. So that's not good user interface. Let's go ahead and fix that, because I believe in our activity login, we do have a progress bar. It's just that we never used it. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's go to login activity and make sure that we get our progress bar. Very good. And then right here, I'm going to say progress bar, find by ID. Login progress bar, that's it. Right when login is clicked, so progress bar, that's set visibility to visible. Okay, and I'm gonna copy this. When everything is good, let's make sure sign in is correct. And all of the collection reference, everything is good. Right about here, I'm gonna make this invisible. Make sure some other places as well. On failure, I'm going to also make this invisible. I'm going to also make this invisible as well there. Okay. That should do it. Let's go ahead and refresh real quick. Okay, let's get started here. Log in. There we go. And voila. Okay, it's looking good now. All right, so back to our journal list activity here. We've added our options item selected for our menu. We have action add, meaning that whenever users click on the add button, we have to take users to the add journal activity. But what we need to do first here is to make sure that we have all the Firebase authorization, collection reference, and storage, and so forth. So all the things that we need for us to be able to do what we need to do here, which is sign out and also take users to the next. All right, very good. So let me make sure at the top here that we have private Firebase auth, like this. I'm going to also get Firebase user. I'm going to get private Firebase Firestore. I'm going to add our storage reference. Okay, so that's good for now. So in our on create, I'm going to say Firebase auth is equal to Firebase auth.get instance. And then I'm going to say user is equal to Firebase auth.get current user. There we go. And at the bottom here, I'm going to go ahead and have on start, which we're going to do a lot of work later. So on start here, this is where we're actually going to go and get all of our journals from our Firestore. So at this point here, inside of our action add, what I'm going to do, I'm going to check first if user is not equal to null, and Firebase is also not null at this point. Okay, only if that is true, that's when I'm going to go ahead and start activity like this, new intent. We're coming from journal list like this, and we're going to go to our post journal class. Okay, so essentially, if we say want to add something, we need to go to our post journal activity. Makes sense. And we're going to go call finish. But for now, I'm going to comment this out because we may need to go through everything again. We may need to leave the activity that it's on right now stay on the stack. But later, when we have everything set up, we're going to actually have the finish. We're going to have the activity to finish to get rid of it. So inside of our sign out here, I'm going to do the same thing. If user is not equal to null and Firebase is also not equal to null, that's the case, I'm going to just say Firebase dot sign out. There is a method called sign out, which just signs out our user right away. And when that happens, we're going to go ahead and say start activity, new intent. I'm going to go from here. Okay, just same thing we did before. We're going to go straight to now main activity, right? We're going back to the beginning of everything because the user has been signed out, which means they have to go back to main activity in order for them to get started and log in and do all sort of things. All right, I'm going to go ahead and say finish here as well, but I'm not going to do it now. Okay, very good. Okay, let's go ahead and see if this works. All right, let's say Paulo. Let's go log in. I'm logged in perfectly. Next one, hello world. We don't have anything here working because we need to pass something here, okay? So this is something we're gonna fix later, it's okay. I'm gonna click here and add another image and go save. And there we go. We are inside of our journal list. It's still empty, no problem, we're gonna fix that. So at this point here, if I sign out, we're gonna sign out, but let's see if I go back to add, takes me back to add. This is very good. I'm gonna add another one. Just another thought. And I'm gonna save. Very good, it's saved. In fact, we're gonna make sure that it is indeed saved, hopefully. Let's go ahead and refresh. We should have at least a few more images here. Okay, there we go. Good sign. Let's go to our database. Have users, 3 of them. I want Paulo. There we go. The journal, we should have a few. This is probably the last one I did today. Very good. All right, so things are working as intended. Now, if I go here and sign out, I should be able to be signed out and be taken to the first activity. So sign out and voila. Very good. So it is indeed working. I had said before that we want to go ahead and make the navigation a little bit cleaner if the user has already used the app, meaning they have created either an account or they have logged in, right? So they can go straight to the add journal and so forth. But what we're going to be doing first before we even polish our navigation system here is we're going to actually see if we can add or at least show all of our documents here, meaning all of our journals in our journal list. Because at this point here in our journal list, what we're going to be having is a list, a recycle view, where we're going to upload all of our journals with images and everything. Let's start working on that in the next video.